Welcome and hello and welcome and hello and welcome and hello and welcome. Happy Monday, everybody. Bienvenidos a todos. Muchas gracias for joining me on the broadcast today. Of course, it is un poco mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more every single day of the week, but especially on a Monday because we know you need a pick me up, especially if you had to stop drinking coffee and you're a big fat old couch potato suburban douchebag. Not speaking about anyone in particular, of course, but welcome and hello, guys. Hello and welcome and hello and welcome, and thank you for joining me. It's un poco mas, of course. The great Carl Seamark is with us, the Mattress King of Chicago. Welcome and hello. Thank you for joining us today, Carl. Thank you. Today, guys, I'm not going to do like a big spiel. I'm not going to give you the old song and dance. I'm not going to, sing for you. I'm not going to do my act, because it's tired, guys. It's tired. It didn't go anywhere. And you just have to let sleeping dogs lie. Put that thing to bed. Sometimes you got to shoot the horse. And, such was the case with my comedy career. But anyway, be that as it may, luckily I am extremely good at picking stocks. As it turns out, I'm just a big fat idiot savant, I guess. But here's the thing, guys. And again, this is just going to be kind of an overview show about Nio. A lot of lessons were learned with SMCI. And the thing is, the FUD with SMCI was a lot of it was kind of legitimate, but it was years old rehashed stuff from lawsuits that had already been litigated. It had already been priced in. And, those accounting irregularities, they're still loose with their accounting, but the bottom line is the revenues and the growth and everything's real. And you saw what happened with SMCI. I mean, that stock went down to 17 less than a year ago, and today up 7%, back up to 56. So retail, the whole idea is we scare the hell out of retail. They dump at the bottom. We market makers make a lot of money. Whether we were the ones who started the fear and shorted the stock from 50 and then covered at 18, or whether we're the ones that bought at 18 and then sold on the run to 60, or we're both. We're playing offense and defense. We're playing Iron Man. Because a lot of the times the call is coming from inside the house and the shorts are the longs, whether it's Citadel, Janes. I mean, you saw Janes just bought a ton of SoFi, I think. And I mean, they were shorting it from 7. But listen, these guys with Nio, it's the same deal. I mean, these candles here are a GIC, which is a Singapore sovereign wealth fund. And if you do a little research into these characters, they sue all the time when they lose money on investments because, it's like you could make money on Nio or you could lose money on Nio. It depends if you understand entry points and you understand what you're doing. You understand how volume and shorting and all these things stack up to where you actually know, they thought the lows were at 16 and 21 and the lows were at 3. So just a bit outside, as the great Bob Uecker once said. Major League, great movie. Charlie Sheen in his prime. Who else do you have in there? He had, who's that guy from LA Law? Blonde Pierce? I can't remember. My brain is messed up. And then you had that Tom Berenger. What was that movie he was in? The weird, it was Sidney Poitier. They were like running around. There's some dude like kidnapping people. Let her go or die. It's the only deal you're going to make. I can't do Sidney Poitier, guys. I apologize. My apologies to the great Sidney Poitier. And he's like a very talented. Is he still alive? I think he passed away. I can never remember who's alive and dead. I'm pretty sure I'm alive, but without coffee, I can't be sure, guys. Is this thing on? Oh my God. My jokes are so crappy. Anyway, this lawsuit was FUD from the jump. So what's going to happen here? You see this is a real critical pivot at 7. You can see it. I mean, you just see it right in the chart. Look at it. See it. It pops up above 7 and it tests day after day after day, finding support at 7, goes back up. This is basically the only thing they could do to get this stock back below 7. And look how quickly it recovered. It broke through back on the first day. They hammered it again with this weird, shake down, bake down, bend over, touch your toes. You know, and then but you notice it retests 7 as a high every single day. Again, banged it down, comes right back to 7. That no retail is selling this stock below 7. I don't think any retail investor is going to sell this stock below 10. That's why I'm looking for that, 10, 11 level before the real run even gets started. That's like SoFi. They took the thing down to 4. It had to recover to 7, then 16, get 11 before it could even really kind of get its equilibrium and get going. And I hear me now, believe me later. SoFi is not even close to done. This is going to be a big ER. It's going to be sort of, I think, an aha moment where Mr. Market understands what's going to flow to the bottom line and how good the margins are going to be with this company, how quickly they're going to increase the fee-based revenue, the things that are happening inside of tech. I think AWS integration is just a harbinger of things to come, if I'm probably using the term harbinger incorrectly. I actually think, Not a Lurker was instrumental in me quitting coffee, as of course was the great and beautiful Princess J. Oh, guys. I can't even think. I swear my mind's still numb from tax season. Was working hard, guys. Working real hard. For a fat guy? Are you kidding me? They always say fat people are lazy. I'm the hardest working fat man in show business. With all due respect to the late great James Brown. James Brown is dead, right? I have just an unusual talent for having no idea who's died, who's alive, and who's dead. I know Not a Lurker's alive. And I'm grateful for that. I know what I'm grateful for this Thanksgiving. It's Not a Lurker. I think all of you at your Thanksgiving table, when they ask you, it's hard to think of an answer. Sometimes it's not cheesy. Just say Not a Lurker. Use it as a proxy for all that is good and fit and bald in this world. But he gets up every day, just goes to work, trains a new guy, road bikes 40 miles, drives 800 miles to take his kids sailing, comes back, runs a mini, what do you call those things where you like swim and run and bike? Triathlon. Runs a quick triathlon with the dogs, goes home, whips up some barbecue, sticks his head in one of those bowling ball polishers just to save time and look sharp. I don't know why I'm talking about Not a Lurker. I haven't talked about my genitals yet. I haven't talked about trying all the intricacies and engineering feats behind trying to measure a fat guy's penis. To the base, mind you. To the base. Not what's visible. To the base. God damn you. Fat guys always trying to insist on, crouching tiger hidden penis. No, I'm telling you, it's 7.5. I measured it once at summer camp. I know we were using the metric system. I was a little bit high, but I recall some number 7. Sure, that wasn't centimeters. It was definitely centimeters. No. I am measuring from the base. No, guys. We've all been there, right? I'm so tired. Oh, God. What I wouldn't give for a double espresso. Can I get Not a Lurker authorization on a double espresso? Can you guys lobby him in the comments just to let me have one double espresso so I just don't keel over and fall asleep, in a crosswalk and just get run over by a beer truck? It's Monday, guys. I'm working hard. I'm fat. Everything hurts. Everything hurts. And honestly, I'm actually going goggy. If you're familiar with former Navy SEAL David Goggins, you've never seen a fat guy go goggy. But you're about to see it because normal methods are just not working. I'm so hungry right now. All I'm doing is looking at the time to see when they start serving tacos. The great little Mexican place nearby. It's really all I can think about. Can't really think about stocks. But this lawsuit by GIC, it was just absolute FUD. It was about revenue recognition for Miratery. And as industry experts and different people, not only analysts, but the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, SEC, the SEC asked for a report on this. Nio gave them everything. They hired an outside law firm. They hired an outside accounting firm. Everyone concluded this is a total normal thing. And beyond that, the company that wrote this fabulous little short report on a piece of toilet paper before they, wiped their sphincter with it, it's, Grizzley, whatever. I don't know if they're still around, but a lot of people who read this and a lot smarter than me said they didn't even understand what they were talking about. Like, the goal is just to crash the stock for one day, and that's all they care. But now they're rehashing this. And I think it's analogous to the SMCI situation because all of the things they're alleging were completely known. So in order to affect the stock or crashes, that's why I think the SMCI crash was just completely artificial. I think they put a bunch of shares, I don't think any retail was going to crash from 50 to 17 on that news. Like, okay, accounting irregularities. And it's like related party transactions. But at that point, you didn't know the magnitude of it. You realize the related party transactions are like a tiny, butt hair of a rounding error of a decimal point of a friend of a friend of a cousin I used to date, and reminds me of somebody that I used to know. To paraphrase the great Gautier. Is that Gautier? That song, I played that so much. Oh, man. What the hell's going on? Hold on one sec, guys. Hold on. Oh, hello and welcome and hello. It's Unpoko Moss. Something stuck in my eye too. It's just one of those days, guys. Well, why did I get out of bed today? To talk to you turds. But anyway, so 7 is a critical pivot, and if you really look at where this was kind of consolidating in that sort of 750 to 780, 790 channel. And then this is the only thing that whacked it down below 7. You see how quickly it's recovering and on volume. And then if you take a look at the short interest, like they're covering right now at 7 with everything they have. I mean, I don't know if that's still holding up. I got to refresh, not cream fresh, but refresh. Yeah. So they're, covering just 350,000 shares, not the end of the world. But what's even more instructive, I believe, is the shares on loan continue to fall all the way down to 105 million. Where the short interest is still sitting at 166 million. So they're really in not a great position to reshart from here. I don't see any appetite. That's the whole thing. Nothing they do works if retail doesn't decide to. I'm sure they want to drive this down below 6, but they probably realized quickly in looking at the order flows and stuff that retail wasn't selling. Retail is buying these dips. Retail sees a stock like Nio drop $1 for no reason. You think they're sitting there with their hand in their pocket playing pocket pool? No, they're jumping on their app. They're hitting the buy button. Buy, buy, buy. It doesn't work anymore. Retail has an immunity to FUD-based fear and tiny wing engineered penis measurement. And I have an ugly tiny wing audience, but I love you guys. You're like the ugly dog everybody wants to adopt. I say YouTube is giving me extremely specific analytics. Too specific. Graphic. Almost graphic. It was like a romance novel. How do I get one of those crowns? I'm not sure what that means, Chris H. Sorry. What's a crown? You mean this? Are you referring to my next EV Nio Formula E team, official team cap? That's completely unavailable, both in the United States and anywhere else. Basically, you got to comb Eastern European eBay auctions for this baby. And then you got to put up with some lice, some dandruff, scalp infection, pink eye, small case of herpes. It's a small price to pay. It's like, certain people want like shoes, nobody else. I like hats, I always like hats. I'm planning for the day that I do go bald, like the glorious not a lurker, J Money. Oh, best French in the business, they say. Yeah, guys, if you're going to buy something, I would buy mini waters because people like are prepping, they're buying ammo, they're buying seeds, they're buying, you got to buy those heirloom seeds. You got to be GMO free, non-engineered. What the hell difference does it make if you're starting to repopulate the earth if the seeds are, I don't get that. You need like non-whatever seed. What if those ones grow better? I don't know. Seed bank. You guys got a seed bank? You guys preppers? I'm a bit of a prepper. I like to keep 3-4 cheeseburgers, at least a dozen tacos sitting off just out of view over here. And when I claim somebody comes to the door, the phone rings, I just scarf down a quick taco. You might see a little salsa in my beard. Hey, if somebody came to the door, Danny got a phone call, an urgent pressing phone call. Why does he have salsa in his beard? Who are you, the fucking Hardy Boys? Shut the fuck up. I'm hungry, that's why. Fucking hungry. But he'd want to judge me. Fuck you guys. Go watch Stock Mo. Think you're really going to like what he has for you. And with Stock Mo, you get unbranded black baseball caps. Those are very hard to get as well. Ever since the Spinal Tap Black album came out, those unbranded black baseball caps have been very, very difficult to get. Stock Mo seems to have a source, though. God, it's hilarious. Want you to load up Shiba Inu. And I mean, some things win, some things lose. And a big shout out to Brooklyn Stock Shop. Brooklyn Stock Shop was trying to give me Beyond Meat at like 50 cents. And of course, I don't usually go for things like that, but that stock went nuts today. Last time I saw volume was like 700 million shares. Stock was just going ape. And SMCI pushing up back towards $60, and it's going to get it. I mean, revenue growth like this just doesn't come along. It's not pumped. They're innovating. They're very innovative in the space. These data centers, these building blocks, it's faster, it's better, it's cheaper. It saves you a lot of money in the long term on energy. And the critical thing is it's really fast to deploy. I think this building block thing combined with the new generation of NVIDIA processors is going to be a total game changer next, 8 quarters. Maybe not this next quarter, but I think after that, it's just the stock will be back over $100 before you know it. I mean, I believe in Uncle Chucky. I don't necessarily believe in Wiggy. That's why I'm going Goggy. I'm not going Wiggy. But dude, you're going to see me either train so hard I die or I get in shape. One of the two. I'm going to leave it all on the field. Normal things are not working. It's like, I'm going to walk several miles to work every day. My body just decided, we're just going to hold on to that fat. But then in fairness, I'm eating like tacos sometimes and stuff. So not exactly keeping it clean. Got to be honest. I've still lost some weight, but it's just like, it's just too slow. I got to get extreme. Got to get unhealthy. Got to get a crash diet going. Like a starvation crash diet combined with just military style marches. To hire somebody just to whip me. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. Old, stubborn, fat fool. Yeah, I mean, dude, Meet Kevin looks like a smurf. I'm not holding that against him in terms of his investment advice, but guys, I mean, if you're invested in mini fund, don't worry because mini fund is secured by, I never heard such convoluted nonsense in my life with all that Meet Kevin, I don't, I don't claim to understand his whole investment prospectus, but I had that. I think it was Chris Norland again. He does some of the best like takedown videos because they're not like he's not just spewing a bunch of hate and it's not a bunch of produced cute sound bites. The guy is really smart. I think he's in Korea now, but interesting biography, Chris Norland. I guess he was like he was an orphan from the war in Southeast Asia. I can't remember if he was Vietnamese or what exactly, but he was orphaned, I believe, and then he was ended up in Washington. I saw one video he did it kind of, and he, of course, victim of a lot of racism, and then in a very rural area he grew up, adopted family, and then he ended up joining the Navy, I believe, was in the U.S. Armed Forces, knows a bunch of languages, was a college professor, I think, in China and Korea. So just an interesting biography, but he's a very insightful guy. I know a lot of it now is like sort of the, Trump and Musk and all that stuff, but he used to make a lot of different, but I don't watch all his videos, but I definitely, sort of I like the takedown, but I like the challenge because a lot of people just, there's so many like fanboys. They're just like, oh, pump the stock, pump the stock. And I mean, I might be one of them, but sometimes you need a voice of reason. Sometimes, you need somebody to play devil's advocate or angel's advocate, as the case may be. Yeah, Deuce. I've been really hit. Prop is languishing. I'll say that. And that's not true. UBX went bankrupt, or it's in the process. GMDA went, but penny stocks, I do try to tell you up front, is very likely to go to zero, even if I'm buying it. I can't help it. Even the great Danny Deals, Edwin Poco Moss can't help some of these penny stocks, but I still actually think 10x Therapeutics is going to be a really good company. I think they're going to get FDA approval, and I think they're going to sell the hell out of that drug. Very undervalued. See a clear path to FDA approval and commercialization. It's a pill, for God's sake. When they used to administer that stuff in Europe, it was an IV, and they still sold a ton of it. So their oral formulation of existing proven drugs, I think, is a really sound strategy, especially now that those Roth dilutions have kind of worn off. My balls are no longer sore from that hit. 2 hits. 2 of the worst financing deals I've ever seen. I mean, not JAGX bad, but horrible. No, but yeah, Deuce, I've been absolutely on fire this last couple of years. I mean, I've been picking stocks. I haven't, the profits have been just absolutely insane. Sometimes I pinch, I'm like, you kidding me? Fat douche. Never made 2 nickels to rub together. All of a sudden, I'm balling out of control. DJ Patchy Drizzle, MC Al Dente. You kidding me? Yeah, I look overcooked. I look all soft, but I'm toothsome. I'm toothsome. If you bite into me, you'll see I'm perfectly al dente. So if you come up to me, if you meet me, just bite me. You'll see I'm al dente. I just look doughy. I just look soft. I just look like a bit of a pear shape. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I see your license, registration, insurance? I'm like, excuse me, officer. I'm on a cell phone here. I'm taking my kid to school, okay? When I had my kid, I cut my hair real short. Name's Stock Karen. I want to speak to your supervisor. I'd like to file a complaint. All right, Stock Karen. That sounds good. Doc on tube, weight loss, just eat all the meat and vegetables you want. Yeah, Thomas, I know low carb, dude. It's doing it. No, I know I've lost a lot of weight, and no, you're definitely correct. I mean, carbs are killer, especially sugar. I mean, I can lose weight eating carbs, but it definitely have to do a lot more intense exercise. Yeah, diet is everything. I mean, exercise is great, but what you put into your body is really the key to the whole thing. Oh, the great Clap My Dog has joined us. Great Clap My Dog. Rich Nio going to 100. Come on, Rich. Let's let's get 10, you know. Let's consolidate above 10 before we start talking about 100. Let's walk before we try to strap rocket sandals to our nuts and blast our testicles to the moon, okay? You're not even talking about walking before you run. You're talking about, you know, walking before you split the atom. Like me on a road bike seat, splitting the old testicular vehiculars. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? So anyway, I don't know what this whole video is about, but essentially Nio, I think, is going back over 10 sooner than later, because William Lee said, just again, he's given a speech to the whole company internally or upper management, like, we can hit profitability in Q4 and we must hit, even if they were to miss it by a penny. The point is the momentum toward, you know, break even profitability. Think about the valuation that a company like Lucid would get if they were reaching profitability, these types of units. I mean, I understand there's inherent geopolitical risk, regulatory risk, political risk investing in a Chinese company. I get that. I'm not, but if this was a US company, the valuation would be absolutely staggering. I mean, I just feel this stock, this valuation, they're just not getting any credit for where they are, which is an inflection point. This thing's about to run. This is like a wildfire at the bottom of a mountain, just loaded with dry tinder and fuel. So much dry tinder and fuel up there. Oh, it's going to go wrong. Going to be an inferno. Oh, it's a tornado fire. Ryan Sartell, are you that competitive eating guy? You can't out exercise a bad diet. Very, very true. Extremely wise words. Yeah, that's true. You can out exercise like a diet that's not perfect, but you still have to have a pretty good diet to lose weight. You just can't eat like shit and, you know, exercise your way, especially if you're like me and you have a lifelong propensity to be overweight. It's not like, oh, I just got like bad habits and got fat. I mean, I've been fat since day one of life. Big old fat baby, big old fat kid. I mean, I was extremely athletic when I wasn't athletic. I was good at sports as a fat person. I won't say athletic. My friend Matt said, "You're not an athlete, you're a sportsman." It's very true. Touche, my friend. Sometimes kids can be very insightful. Anyway, just my opinion, Nio's going back over 8 quickly and back over 10 a little less more quickly than that. I don't think you can hold this stock down into profitability. I think there's just so much on the horizon for them. You know, look at the pump like Xpeng got with the deal with like VW. I think Nio, all these sort of deals that they made in power and partner cars a few years back, those take a lot of time to engineer this into another company's production cycle and lineup, for God's sake. But I think with how much customers love Swap and take advantage of Swap and how well it works and how well it's managed, I think companies are realizing, with a big push from good old Uncle CATL, your big brother cattle. Train don't run out of Norfolk. Listen, you're a hog or cattle. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Absolute classic comedy gold. What's good old SoFi doing right now? Let's see. Oh my gosh. SoFi is making a huge run. Guys, I got to check my options. I got calls that are probably going absolutely bonkers right now. I got some weeklies at 28 that I bought at the low like last Friday or Thursday. I can't remember because I haven't slept, but those are probably up like 500% right now. So sorry, I got to get off this and figure out what's going on, and got to go boat shopping. No. Yeah, sodium batteries, that's a whole, you know, CATL is pumping those out, and then BYD is also just incredibly innovative with the battery technology. But you know, they say what's that company that was all the hype was about their solid state batteries in the US a few years back, and the stock crashed and went up and went down. I can't remember. Oh, my brain don't work so good, guys. Anyway, yeah, everything's up today, guys, but especially SoFi is just crushing. SoFi is going to go back through 30 before earnings. I said this before, and it's could go to 41 right after earnings because earnings is going to freaking crush. 1 million members, 12 cents. That's my bull case right now. 1 million members, 12 cents. And if we hit that, this thing should go way, way up. This stock will have a Palantir run. It will have a hood run. I think when all the dust settles years from now, when we're, all just dust in the wind, I honestly, this is not me just talking out of my big wazoo. I honestly believe SoFi will be a more valuable company than Hood or Palantir or DraftKings or any of these other flavors of the month. I honestly believe that with every bit of my enlarged, partially blocked heart. No, guys, I'm just joking. I'm actually shockingly healthy for a fat guy. Now I have my problems, foot, knee, ankle, wrist pain, nerve pain, bad back. I mean, okay, let's be honest. I have a lot of problems, but I mean, my heart's good, thank goodness. Like cardiovascular wise, I'm pretty good. Blood pressure, all that stuff, pretty solid. Cholesterol, I know cholesterol's not like cardiovascular, but you know what I mean. Don't be one of those guys down in the comments. No, I think you mean THEIR. Like, dude, do you really have time to correct people's grammar in comments? Go fuck yourself. Okay? A lot of people are using translation apps, AI. A lot of people are English is their second, third, fourth language. And a lot of people are just illiterate, like Charlie Kelly. So, who are you to judge? Wanker's cramp? No, it's not a wanker's cramp. It's freaking taxes. It's 6 weeks of spreadsheets and it's too much typing and mousing. It's the right arm is the bad one. It's not even my wanking hand. Get your mind out of the gutter, Carl. The great Billy Jack has joined us. Billy Jack's avatar looks like is that Billy Jack's dad or is that Billy Jack? I can't see because it's like blurry. It looks like he's wearing like a blue denim shirt. It looks like it's Johnny Cash like visiting his son, and like son came to visit him in prison and he's holding him. I think Billy Jack might be Johnny Cash. I've been on the Grand Old Opry. I know Johnny Cash. And if that ain't country. Anyway, guys, so I don't really know where I was going with this video or this channel or my life. Pretty much anything. This bit. This isn't even a bit. It'd be a lot better if it was a bit. It's my actual life and persona. I wish it was a bit. Are you? What was that wedding? The name of the wedding planner and father of the bride? Are you Frank Hoffenheimer? He's like, oh, I wish. Harry Weinstein. I can't remember those names. I'm just making it up. Anyway, guys, everything's coming up Millhouse today. If you check your Wang, it's probably an inch bigger. Hopefully your portfolio is absolutely going through the roof. I don't know if I should sell these calls today or be an idiot. And, if you have a big, huge profit, sometimes take it. I really think SoFi is going to go past 30 pre-ER. I think Wall Street knows SoFi's ER is going to be just a monster. I mean, the last one was pretty freaking good, but not enough, I think, went to the bottom line. And I think CLP3, Tony Notes, my papa, I think they're in the lab with a pen and a pad trying to get this motherfucking label off. Think Noto fell off? Fuck you. That's what I have to say. Want to buy Hood? Buy Hood. It's doing great. I mean, I wish I owned more Hood. I wish I owned more Palantir. I only have a teaser. I only have a tester. I'm only one knuckle deep on those stocks. And it's a short knuckle, if you know what I mean. Not measuring that baby from the base. Oh, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Um, Not sure what the hell this show is about. Let's see. Volume down, 36 million a day. What is I'm not logged in anything right now on terminal double wide, so I don't have dark pool access right now. I think you can get it off of Fintel or Vortex somehow. Kind of a shifty, fake ass dark pool. But Travis, I know I hear you. I mean, I hear you, and that's I preface that by saying I know it sounds crazy, but that's my honest opinion. At the end of the day, based on what these companies do, you see, Travis, my friend. No, I agree with you. That's a very long shot statement, but relative valuation right now, I think, is a no brainer. I mean, the multiples don't lie. But what SoFi does is going to stick. The customers are going to be there for a long, long time. And I know you're saying, okay, Palantir, I think it's a trickier business than people think in terms of growing that consumer side, or not consumer side, the commercial side, and showing companies how they pay that back over time. AI investment is so sort of, it's like a blob right now. Everybody's just like pouring money into AI, but it's going to become a lot more specific, and they're going to use that same AI to, use analytics and see how much is this AI paying for. And a lot of people think AIs you are going to be down to like the workers getting more efficient, not necessarily replacing the workers in the near future. Now, I know that doesn't directly apply to what Palantir does, and Palantir is going to be very, very successful. But I really believe over time, SoFi is going to be a top 10 financial institution. And I really believe over time, Palantir is going to be subject to rational financial multiples in terms of its valuation. You say, well, their margins are so incredibly good. Anytime you have something, I don't care if it's NVIDIA, AMD trying to come, anytime you have something with just these super rich margins where no one else is competing in the space, do you know what happens? Competitors come into the space. You go, well, nobody else can do what Palantir does because they have this preferred position vis-a-vis the military and the government, all these relationships. And Peter Thiel is, fending off Satan. It's all just too much. Yeah, but you're probably right, Travis. You're probably right. I'll give you that. I'll grant you that, good sir. Um, but I mean, my point is, I think SoFi is very, very likely to become a huge company. And I think Hood is going to be a big company too, no question. But I think SoFi is going to be bigger. That's my over the long, long term. I'm not talking 5 years. I'm talking like 20 years. I'm talking like post Danny. Hopefully not. Hopefully I lose the weight and I live to be a little bit older. Just don't see any big fat fucks bumping around at 80 or even 70. You might see some big guys, but they look like 70, but they're probably like 58. Oh, yeah. Oxygen tank, fucking orthopedic shoes, just rolling me around on a Lark scooter. Danny, what's the stock? Just trying to keep me alive for stock picks. Fuck you guys. Shame on you. Shame on all of you. Me and my daughter. That's sweet, Billy. Honestly, I can't see anything. Like, I forgot my glasses. Oh, geez, I have my intermediates. I have my intermediates. Oh, yeah. I got you now. It's a cute little baby. And you're not in prison. Okay. I stand corrected. Please don't sue me. Guys, Billy Jack, King of Texarkana, not prison. Beautiful daughter. All right. Probably 1995. 1995, man. Big year for me. Big year for me. 95. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. We got the great Francisco Hefner. Are you buying calls or selling? I was buying them on Friday. I usually sell them on Tuesday. That's kind of my system. I buy at the low on Friday, about an hour and a half before close, and I usually sell at the pop about 12 minutes after open on Tuesday. And I make massive amounts of profit doing that. And I don't do that every week or anything. It's just if I see a big push down on Friday with, trying to kill a bunch of calls, then I'll just take advantage. I'll just sidle in. I'll just sneak in the old back door. If you know what I mean. Oh God. The great Carl Seamark. Today is a bubble, when PayPal. Yeah, that's funny. Funny but true. Goldman Sachs, BofA, JP Morgan, they will lay off thousands. They are crushed. That's what a lot of people are saying. That's the conventional bear argument, but it's not happening. Actually, SoFi is taking market share from all of the above, especially Goldman. Goldman can't compete in the consumer space to save their nuts. Their consumer product, Marcus, was one of the biggest flops in retail banking history, my friend. But, good note. Good note, Travis. T-Money. T-Money in the house. T-Money bearish. Oh, I'm scared. T-Money. T-Money thinks he's going to come in and intimidate DJ Patchy Drizzle and MC Al Dente. He's got another thing coming. Oh, man. We got the great Juan Quintana. Let's do a group hug. What do you say? Bring it on, brother. You can find me. I'll hug you. I don't give a shit. What, do you smell bad? I smell great. Okay, SoFi coming back down to earth here a little bit. That's okay. I didn't want to sell these calls yet anyway. Let this thing play out. I think SoFi runs up past 30, like tomorrow. They've been holding this thing down artificially way, way, way too long. And it doesn't matter if you're shorting from 5 or you're shorting from 8 or you're shorting from 28. Stop shorting SoFi. Anthony Noto is better than you. He's better looking than you. He's smarter than you. He's more successful than you. All of those things. Oh, man. Let's see. Okay. So I have no idea what this video is about. It just ended up like a rant about hating SoFi bears and Noto and everything else. I really have no idea what I'm talking about most all the time, but that was pretty obvious. Anybody know what CRISPR's doing? Super micro, just having a day. Wish I knew what CRISPR was doing. Crypto recovering again. I think Bitminer was up like quite a bit. Yeah, CRISPR doing really nice also. Sitting up 6%. So yeah, everything we're in, guys, if you guys are in these stocks, everything we've been in here is just doing incredible. So good day. But Nio, I think, still is trying to push through 8. So it's no big prize to regain 7. But you gotta, each resistance point is a resistance point, and even if they artificially knock it down below that resistance point with some FUD lawsuit by Singapore Sovereign Wealth Fund, it is what it is, guys. Iova up, Beyond Meat just going crazy. Don't have shares, JGX, but shout out to Brooklyn Stock Shop, dude. Use all of it. Did not tell you, you worthless sacks of shit. I told you. I love Brooklyn Stock Shop. Did not tell you. You told me, man. I didn't listen. It's my bad. My bad. Love his feud with Strongman. Total classic. And I'm not a CPA, guys. And I cannot read financial statements. I can't even read English, full stop. So I don't know how I'm such a successful investor. I should just invest in an index fund instead of making 200% this year or whatever I've made. I would have made like 10 or 12 or whatever the hell. The indices are up. I don't even know. Anyway, guys. Yeah, no, you get that prison hooch. I can show you how to make bathtub wine if that's what you want to do. Ain't that hard. Little fruit wine, no problemo. You don't have to be in prison to make fruit wine. You can be broke in college. Just make your own alcohol. Split it, SoFi. Very nice, Terry. Terry is a smart man. Listen to Terry. Travis, I hate you, you fat gut. Oh, man. I don't know if you're serious. You have mental problems. Because you don't like the stock or because I'm fat or I don't know. Let's see. Gotta run. Yeah, no problem, Deuce. Hope you have a great one. Terry, yeah, Terry, I think that's brilliant, man. Sold out a Palantir, bought SoFi at 13, Hood at 62, and both those stocks have doubled from there plus. So you did, and Palantir is kind of stalled in the interim. So you timed it perfectly, man. I mean, you can't really time the market, but sometimes you can if your name's Terry. If you like to work at tacos. Terry. Oh man, that's okay, Travis. You have serious issues. People are sleeping on the growth that is still ahead for Nio. The future growth of this company is not. I mean, look at it like this. I mean, with the ES8, they're completely, supply constrained. I mean, it's just how many batteries can they get? It's really the issue. How many of those 100 kilowatt packs can they make? How fast? Otherwise, they would have sold, otherwise delivery numbers would be through the roof and the stock would be through the roof already. But I know they anticipated demand, but I don't think they anticipated this much demand. I don't know, but I like it. I mean, I like where they're at because these numbers are going to just keep going up. And they're about to hit profitability. I mean, that's really, for a public company, a growth stock, there's really no bigger, sort of momentous event that can really change the trajectory of the stock than attaining profitability. I know it's non-GAAP and everything else, so got to take it with a big grain of salt, but I think we're right there. I mean, I don't know if the stock moves up, this month, this year, early next year, one more quarter, two more quarters, but a lot of us have been waiting for years and years and years. So, we're saying everybody was like, oh, SoFi's a dead stock at 7. What happened? It's quadrupled since then. So it just, if you try to time the market, a lot of times you'll get frustrated and fed up with holding a stock that's been flat or working sideways and down for a long time. And you'll sell it just before the move because that's what market makers want you to do. They want you to capitulate at the lows or at a consolidation point before the move. Frank Reynolds style move. Anyway, no, I haven't looked at HNST. Bought some after watching a Jeremy video. Went up 100%. Now back to square one. Yeah. Jeremy's a really smart guy, man. He's kind of all over the place sometimes with like what he likes, what he doesn't like, but he gives you his honest opinion, which I really respect. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, yeah, prop even up like 2%. Piece of crap. $1.80. I might have to buy more. I hate to, but I might have to. That's what kind of a junkie I am. Yeah, and SoFi is not crashing back, guys. I mean, SoFi is really holding this March. I think we could break down 30 as soon as tomorrow. I know that sounds crazy, but I hate to keep saying that. I don't want to anger Travis. But anyway, guys, I'll get back to you because this is just one of those days where we have to sift through everything and we have to do I have to be able to analyze what's going on. It's just way too much going on right now. My head is spinning. I'm old, I'm fat, I'm stupid, I'm slow, and it's just way too much to process. But I want to thank, of course, the great Carl Seamark, the great Not a Lurker, Roman. I'll even thank Travis Murphy. Why not? He's hanging out. He's making his opinions known. The great Terry Hurst, who's making more money than any of us, of course. He looks very sensible, Terry. Looks like a guy, who's just like, checks the tires once a week, as instructed by the manual. And if a tire is not inflated, he inflates it. Just common sense. Guys are having issues with common sense types of things. I'm going to send Terry Hurst around your house, and he's going to punch you right in the junk. Set you straight. You with me, Terry? Thank you. Un poco más, guys. Insanity on display. And so much profit, I can't fit it all in my pockets. But I got something in my front pocket for you. Why don't you reach in, see what it is?